This bill answers that call. Here, let's make auto rail great again. Let's ride the Trump train. You know how the right, you know how Republicans, you know how conservatives are constantly banging on about masculinity, about being a real man, standing up on your own, taking care of your own, being yourself. It's so funny because these same dudes, this Greg Steube, whatever is how to pronounce his stupid last name, from Florida, I believe, is about as obsequious an ass kisser as there ever has been in the Congress of these United States. A Republican, a MAGA, if there ever was one. And these people who act like they are strong, masculine, bold leaders of men are just lapdogs, bootlickers, sycophants. I mean, pick your invective, pick your descriptor. Greg Steube here is putting forward a bill, and it's not just talk or a social media post. In a crisis that we are facing, that MAGA would have you believe is happening, where declarations of emergency are being talked about. Martial law has been floated. They're talking about suspending habeas corpus because of the emergency state in our country. They find time and importance to forward legislation on the floor of the House of Representatives to rename the Metro here in Washington, D.C., the Washington Metropolitan Area Transit Authority, WMATA, which everybody just calls it the Metro, rename it to WMAGA and literally change the name of the Metro here to the Trump train. You know, because of all the emergency that's happening, all of the need to disappear United States citizens with chronic cancer diagnoses. It's such an emergency, we're doing that. Yet there's time and energy that could be dedicated to renaming the Metro in DC to the Trump train. Here is the bill in the House of Representatives. Mr. Steube, ass kisser extraordinaire, introduced the following bill, which was referred to the committee. A bill to prohibit any federal funds from being provided to the Washington Metropolitan Area Transit Authority until such authority is renamed the Washington Metropolitan Authority for Greater Access and for other purposes. Of course, that acronym is WMAGA. Be it enacted by the Senate and House of Representatives of the United States of America in Congress assembled. This act may be cited as the Make Auto Rail Great Again Act. In general, no federal funds may be provided to the Washington Metropolitan Area Transit Authority until the compact is amended to rename the Washington Metropolitan Area Transit Authority as Washington Metropolitan Authority for Greater Access, or WMAGA, and the Metro Rail as the Trump train. Now, before I get to his press release on this, let me posture a question that I'm sure you've heard before, maybe getting tired of it. What if they tried to rename the train here in Washington, D.C., the Metro, something about Biden, the Biden train? Biden was famously loved trains, loved Amtrak. When I worked for the United States Senate, he was famously commuting from Capitol Hill every night via train to Delaware. He loves the train. So why not? Why didn't we rename the Washington Metro to the Biden train or some other such thing? Because it's nonsense. Because it accomplishes nothing. Because it only serves to give glory to the great leader. And nobody thought that Joe Biden was some kind of a demigod, some kind of a cult leader. Nobody. This is the press release from this bootlicking asswipe, Greg Steube. U.S. Representative Greg Steube, Republican of Florida, today introduced the Make Auto Rail Great Again Act to block all federal funding to the Washington Metropolitan Area Transit Authority until it officially changes its name and renames the Metro Rail to Trump train, rebranding WMATA to WMAGA as the rail system, as the Trump train represents more than a name change. It is a mandate for performance and transformation. Quote, and this is his press release on his website in Congress that is quoting him as though this is journalism. Quote, like any struggling institution, the Washington Metropolitan Area Transit Authority needs a fresh identity that aligns with efficiency, service quality, and renewed public trust. These new names serve as a bold rallying point for much needed reform, Steube added. And then he tweeted about it. Here's the tweet: all aboard the Trump train. WMATA takes $150 million a year in federal funds and delivers nothing but delays, dysfunction, and decay. Let me tell you, as far as public transportation goes, as far as subways are concerned, as far as metro situations like we have here in Washington, D.C., this is gold standard stuff. This is great. Our metro is fantastic. It is clean. It is on time. It is safe. It's beautiful. It ferries tourists, MAGA tourists, and normal tourists everywhere throughout the city, every day of the week, every day of the year. It's fantastic. So this is all just leaning into Trump nonsense, trying to get them to change the name of it for his sake, not for the sake of the train, not for the sake of the service. It's not about branding, he says. It's about accountability. The reputation has been wrecked after years of mismanagement, breakdowns, and public distrust. Americans have demanded that Congress cut waste and improve efficiency. This bill answers that call. Here but there. Let's make auto rail great again. Let's ride the Trump train. And of course, the reason he's doing this is because he wants to get Donald Trump's attention. He wants the dear leader to look kindly upon him, and that is exactly what took place because Donald Trump took a screenshot. He didn't just repost it. He took a screenshot for his own internet clout and then posted this to self-aggrandize. This is a stupid idea. And what it does, I think I buried the lead here, and I talked about it a little bit earlier. The important thing about this is that it lays bare the fact that there is no emergency. There is no invasion. Let's put it in terms that are current. Do you think that the legislature, that the governing body, that the whatever the name of the body is in Ukraine that writes legislation for the president's signature, do you think that they, when they are in a time of actual war, they are being invaded by a foreign hostile force, do you think they're putting forward bills like this? No, because there's an actual emergency situation on the ground. If there truly was an emergency, like wartime emergency in this country, like MAGA would have you believe, like Donald Trump would have you believe, like Stephen Miller would have you believe, like the mush-mouth dildo with ears Tom Homan would have you believe, there wouldn't be time for this. There wouldn't be energy available to put toward this. This is all for the self-aggrandizement of the dear leader, to let them know, we're thinking of you, sir. You're great, sir. We want to rename the trains after you, sir, like you're a dictator. And these bold, strong, masculine men do nothing but spread Donald Trump's ass cheeks apart and bury their lips and face and nose in there and just get right in there, because they are mighty leaders. Yeah, they're the head of the line to get to Donald Trump's asshole. That's what it is. Anyway, I'll stop being too much. What do you think? I would very much appreciate your feedback. If you live in Washington, D.C., what in the hell do you think about renaming the Metro to the Trump train? Ugh. Comment below. You can also call the voicemail line, 714-576-4054. Of course, you can email me, as always, daily at dollemore.com. Too much. Way too much. Follow me on social media. I'm at Dollemore. I'd love to see you there, and I will see you next time. Until then, be genuine and take care of one another.